Sometimes a car comes along that is more than just transportation. It becomes art on wheels. The BMW Z8 is one of these special cars. Not as well known as Ferrari or Lamborghini, but equally beautiful and sometimes even more valuable today. The story of the Z8 begins with a look to the past. BMW wanted to honor one of their most beautiful cars ever made, the 1956 BMW 507. If you've never seen a 507, it was a stunning roadster that even Elvis Presley owned. But the 507 was too expensive to make and nearly bankrupted BMW. Only 252 were ever built. Fast forward to the 1990s. BMW was growing stronger and wanted to make something special to celebrate the new millennium. They decided to create a modern version of the 507, a car that would capture its beauty, but with modern technology. The journey started with the BMW Z8 concept car, shown in 1997. People at car shows were amazed by its beautiful design. The response was so positive that BMW decided to make a production version. This decision would create one of the most special BMWs ever. The man behind the Z8's incredible looks was Henrik Fisker, a young designer who would later create many beautiful cars. Fisker respected the original 507, but didn't just copy it. He made something new that captured the spirit of the classic car while looking fresh and modern. Look at the Z8's design: the long hood, the short rear deck, the kidney grills sitting low in the front, the side vents behind the front wheels, the simple, clean lines that flow from front to back. Nothing is overdone. Every line has a purpose. This is what makes great design last forever. BMW decided to make the Z8 very exclusive. They would build each one carefully, mostly by hand, at a special factory. The plan was to make just 5,703 Z8s between 1999 and 2003. This small number meant each car would be special and rare from day one. Under the beautiful aluminum body was serious performance. BMW gave the Z8 the same engine as their high-performance M5 sedan, a 4.9-liter V8 making 400 horsepower. In 1999, this was supercar power. The sound of this engine is something you never forget: deep, powerful, and musical. The performance matched the looks. The Z8 could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.2 seconds and had a top speed limited to 155 miles per hour. Without the electronic limiter, it could go even faster. This was a car that performed as good as it looked. The Z8 wasn't just about speed, it was about the experience. BMW wanted this car to be special in every way. That's why they built it on an aluminum space frame, a lightweight structure that made the car both strong and nimble. This was advanced technology for its time. BMW gave the Z8 perfect 50-50 weight distribution. This means the weight is exactly balanced between the front and rear wheels. This balance makes a car handle better in corners and feel more natural to drive. Many car experts say this perfect balance is what makes BMWs special, and the Z8 had it perfectly. The engine in the Z8 deserves special attention. The 4.9-liter V8 was hand-built at BMW's special engine facility. Each engine had a plaque with the signature of the engineer who built it. This engine, called the S62, had individual throttle bodies for each cylinder, a racing technology that helps the engine respond instantly when you press the gas pedal. The interior of the Z8 was as beautiful as the outside. Simple round gauges in the center of the dashboard, not in front of the driver. A banjo-style steering wheel that looked like it came from a classic race car. Toggle switches instead of boring buttons. Everything looked and felt special when you sat in the Z8. Inside, every surface was covered in the finest leather, metal, or special painted surfaces that matched the exterior color. Nothing felt plastic or cheap. The seats were supportive for fast driving but comfortable for long trips. This dual nature, sports car and luxury car combined, made the Z8 special. The exhaust system was carefully designed to create a beautiful sound. At low speeds, the Z8 was quiet and refined, but when you pushed the engine harder, it created a powerful roar that turned heads. This was a car that announced its presence with sound as well as looks. Most Z8s came with a 6-speed manual transmission. This gave the driver complete control and made the car more engaging to drive. The gear shift had a special metal knob and a precise feeling when changing gears. This connection between car and driver is something that modern automatic cars often miss. The Z8 had no electronic driving aids like stability control. BMW believed that a pure sports car should rely on the driver's skill, not computers. This makes the Z8 more challenging to drive at the limit than modern cars, but also more rewarding. You feel everything the car is doing through the steering wheel and the seat. Every detail was carefully considered. The soft top roof could be stored under a hard cover when folded down. The hardtop that came with the car transformed it from a summer roadster to a comfortable coupe for cold weather. BMW even gave each owner a special color-matched cover to protect their Z8 when parked. BMW included modern technology, but hid it carefully. The navigation system was hidden behind a panel. The radio had a classic look with modern features. Even the warning lights were designed to look like classic gauges. This careful balance of old and new design is very difficult to achieve, but BMW did it perfectly in the Z8. Every Z8 came with matching accessories: a hardtop with stands for storage, a car cover in the same color as the car, a book about the Z8's development, special tools in a leather case. Even the owner's manual was a work of art. These small touches showed how much BMW cared about creating a complete experience. The Z8 became even more famous when it appeared in the James Bond movie The World Is Not Enough with Pierce Brosnan. In the movie, the Z8 gets cut in half by a helicopter with giant saw blades, a scene that made car lovers around the world cry out in pain. But the movie appearance cemented the Z8's status as a dream car. BMW sold every Z8 they made, despite the high price of $128,000, equivalent to about $215,000 today. Many buyers never drove their cars, keeping them as investments. These people were smart because the value of the Z8 has only increased over time. The most valuable Z8s today are the ones that have never been driven or modified in any way. These time capsule cars sometimes sell for 3 times their original price. But many owners believe cars are meant to be driven, not just collected. A Z8 with reasonable miles is still worth much more than its original price. In the second year of production, BMW made a special version called the Z8 Alpina Roadster V8. This version was different. It focused more on comfort than performance. The Alpina had a slightly smaller 4.8-liter engine with 375 horsepower, but more torque. It also came with an automatic transmission instead of the manual in the regular Z8. The Z8 Alpina was even rarer. Only 555 were ever made. Of those, just 450 came to America. This extreme rarity makes the Alpina version especially valuable to collectors today. Some Alpina Z8s have sold for over $300,000 at auctions. The colors of the Z8 were carefully chosen. The most popular was titanium silver, like the Bond car. But the Z8 also came in striking colors like topaz blue, jet black, and red. The rarest colors like Stratus Gray or Dakar Yellow can make a Z8 even more valuable to collectors who want something unique. BMW expected owners to keep their Z8s for a long time. That's why they promised to keep making body panels for 50 years after production ended. This means even today, if your Z8 gets damaged, BMW can still supply original parts. Few car companies make this kind of long-term commitment to their cars. Famous owners of the Z8 include Steve Jobs, who had a silver one, Paul Allen, co-founder of Microsoft, and racing driver Michael Schumacher. These influential people chose the Z8 not just as a status symbol, but because they appreciated its design and engineering excellence. What makes the Z8 truly special was its perfect balance. It wasn't the fastest car of its time. It wasn't the most expensive, but it combined beauty, performance, comfort, and exclusivity in a way that few cars ever have. It was a car you could look at for hours, just appreciating the design. 20 years after production ended, the Z8 still looks modern and beautiful. This timeless quality is the ultimate test of great design. While fashionable cars quickly look dated, Truly great designs like the Z8 seem to exist outside of time. They always look right, no matter how many years pass. The BMW Z8 reminds us that a car can be more than transportation. It can be rolling sculpture, a time machine to a more elegant era, and an expression of the joy of driving all at once. In a world moving toward electric and self-driving cars, the Z8 represents something increasingly rare, a car built primarily to stir emotions. Thank you for watching our story about the BMW Z8. If you enjoyed learning about this special car, please subscribe to our channel for more videos about automotive legends. Tell us in the comments which car you want us to feature next.